you know the last time Cavs beat an NBA team in the preseason, off the top of your head?
I think I read it somewhere. Was it like against a foreign team, right?
Yep, it was the last NBA win, against an NBA team. 2022.
Man, so this is a big one.
It's a big deal in this town.
Oh, man. All right.
Chris.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com.
Chris.
Pop some champagne.
Yeah, just water.
What did you like most about the way that you guys played in the tune-up for the regular season?
I thought defensively we were pretty good. The fouling was an issue. Obviously, we fouled a little bit too much, but active, turned them over a lot. I thought that was good. I was really, obviously, Lonzo, just catching his rhythm, right? He hasn't really had a game for us yet. And, it's only his third try at it, just to see him in the open floor and make, everything we thought, making others better. The last person I'd single out, I felt like Tyrese, when Tyrese came in the game. The kid's got something, he's got something, real good feel for the game. He obviously can shoot it. He kind of changed the game when he went in there.
Just big picture, how do you feel about what you guys accomplished in the preseason going into next week's regular season opener?
Good. I mean, it's not like we're clicking on all cylinders, I think offensively we're a little bit clunky right now. Trying to, with this kind of new lineup and find our identity a little bit. So that if there's one area where, like I said, we're probably behind, it's probably on the offensive end. It looks like so. We got some things to clean up in this week, but I don't think it was ISO heavy or just kind of like the speed of our decisions, decisiveness of our decisions. We can do better for sure.
Thank you.
Danny.
Danny Cunningham, Locked On Cavs. Kenny, is what we saw from Lonzo tonight the way that you guys envisioned him having an impact on the game?
That was
regularly?
it. That was like my, that's a great way to put it, Danny. Like, get in the open court, kick that ball ahead, find open shooters in transition, and then kind of the spectacular passes where you're just like, he's probably one of the few guys in the league can make those passes that he made tonight. Just an extra level of feel for the game, and I love he's a risk taker, right? He's not afraid. To be a great passer, you gotta kind of have that mentality. He's gonna have some turnovers, but I think we'll get way more positives out of it. So that was a huge plus tonight.
How much room is there for that risk taker type of passer in the offense versus somebody that does take care of the basketball? I know he's not a high turnover guy, but
yeah, no, I mean, listen, we turned it over tonight, but I think this offense will help him. There's freedom in this offense, but you also know our principles. He knows our cutting principles, our driving principles. How he's starting to feel that, and then he recognizes the switch. I think he got Larry on the post up lob, and that's to me a product of being 6'6.5", right? He can just see over the defense and kind of make those next level passes.
Nate.
Kenny, can you give us an update on DeAndre Hunter?
Bump knees, no twist or anything like that. It was just, he got a pretty good hit, right, knee to knee. So we just obviously didn't want to risk it.
He did come back though and played like 7
Yeah,
minutes.
I think I just think it stiffened up. There wasn't like a pain thing or you got to go back. It was more like stiffened up. That was kind of the what I got from Steve, and we talked about it. I said, there's no need to risk it.
Spence.
Going back to Lonzo, it seems like in particular with Dean, those two enjoyed sharing the ball, played a little bit of a two-man game together.
Yeah.
Why do you think they work so well together, and just for Dean to have the game he did tonight too?
I think this is a little bit a product of Lonzo makes other people better. He knows how to use guys, right? He's figuring out what Dean likes. He likes the hit and hand back action, kind of two-man game, like you said. He's one of those guys. He's coaching guys out there, right? He's telling them what he wants, and that helps, especially role players. Sometimes you're not sure, but he's kind of a guy that will command the game and give guys little hints. I can see that on the court, and I think that was him and Dean. Seemed like they have a good chemistry right off the bat.
And it seems like the offense is kind of looking towards using baseline cuts to pass out of those. Why is that so effective with what you guys run?
Yeah, I mean, we're a cutting team. We really emphasize it. We have cutting principles depending on the spacing. It looks different when there's 3 on a side, when there's 2 on a side. Sometimes it's like a wheel when we drive middle. We drive the other way. It's almost like the reverse kind of pull stuff. So we work on it a lot. I think that's why we're good at it.
Kenny, we've talked a little bit about Dean Wade and how he's not necessarily a volume shooter, but for you, and we've talked about this in the past, he needs confidence. He needs to be able to shoot the ball with confidence. What have you seen from him this offseason and today that proves to you that he's going to be a consistent
Man, he's getting them up there, isn't he? I mean, he's getting them up there, and we need. It's like it's an obligation, right? It's not even like, hey, Dean, he's obligated to do it for our to help our team. And the way we offensive rebound, my thing is like, if you miss it, we'll go get the offensive rebound, and we'll play off that. But he's gotta keep taking them, and he is. I think he's made real progress, from last season, where still last season, there was some hesitation. He seems like he's kind of flipped a switch, and it's really about his attempt, like volume of attempts. I want him to set a record this year for whatever attempts per 36 or however we want to stat it.
We've talked a little bit about the defensive identity that you guys have coming into this season. Obviously, in the first quarter, you guys were handsy. You guys were getting at.
Yeah.
Is that an extra emphasis going into the first season, especially with Darius and Max being out?
Yeah, I think with our size and our length, we gotta kind of get in those call them gaps, right, and be more active, with our hands. Now we don't love, I think we fouled 8 times in the first quarter. Like we're gonna have to find that balance, but we're also gonna have to live with, we're gonna have to live with quarters where they're gonna call it. We just gotta read the game, but yeah, there's definitely an emphasis on turning up our activity.
Last 2, you then Jackson.
Trey Motlin, WOVU 95.9 FM. You're one of the best 3-point shooting teams last season. What have you thought of the looks from 3 throughout the preseason?
Good question. I don't know our shot quality. This is going crazy. I think they told me against Boston our shot quality threes were like in the 98th percentile, and we went, I don't know for 69%. So I don't know. Like this shot quality thing is we could have like a whole conference on it and talk about it. So I think that now from a coach's standpoint, I think they've been good. Not in the 98th percentile. I think it's been good. I think last year we were 3rd in the league in shot quality. But again, I do think our offense, it's a little bit clunky right now, and we gotta keep looking at, how we can, with this kind of new lineups, we can get, produce better shots.
Last one, Jackson.
Jackson's looking
Hey,
for the
Jackson.
sword. Evan led the team in shot attempts. What does it say about his development that he's willing to lead the team in shot attempts, even on the night that he isn't his most efficient self?
Yeah, I mean, you see, with DG, he's upped his usage. I think, you know, it's way up. I think it was around 21%. I saw in the preseason, I think he's around 29, 30. He's really high usage. It's on purpose. We need him to create for us. I think with DG out, and can't just be down creating everything. And listen, you know, when you go up that high usage, there's going to be some growing pains, right? But I love that he was aggressive tonight, and we're going to keep, you know, he's going to keep handling it. Like I said, it wasn't perfect tonight, but we're going to keep pushing him to have the ball in his hands a lot.
You don't want to read too much into preseason shot attempts, but Jarrett's taking some shots that are more outside of the paint. He's taken a couple three so far this preseason. Is that something that you want to see carry into the regular season?
Listen, if he gets a wide open one, go ahead and take it. You know, we were running pin downs for him, and so and I think some of them were preseason threes. You know, the one tonight though, I think Zoe set a screen for him. He backed up. He was wide open. You know, he's been working on it. I'm kind of fine with that one.